check, make sure we got.
Close that door.
I'll give it a D for effort. Good try.
Can you check?
Yeah, we got it. Okay.
Alright, good.
Yo,
Alright.
yo, yo, yo. Another week. Another paycheck. Another day of fuckery. And dumbasses. I feel like that's the current theme of
They ain't extinct yet.
of the state of America and potentially the world. I did finish watching Don't Fuck with Cats.
Fine.
Oh my
yes.
That shit was crazy.
Wow.
We talking about that today.
Oh yes.
We're gonna go through and through on it. I feel like we can go all the way
I feel
through
like
and
it's a
through.
good conversation.
Cool.
You could just make tangents.
Yeah, it's a conversation of tangents.
I feel like, a lot has happened. First off, let's start off with rest in peace to Pop Smoke. I didn't know, didn't listen to him. I'm just sad that another life was lost and an act of violence. And homeboy's only 20 years old, bro.
That didn't make sense.
Yeah.
So we're talking like the youth, bro. Like we're not even seeing what these people. Like how you know you didn't just kill the guy who's gonna fucking cure AIDS or cure
Change
cancer
music forever.
or change music. Like
The next Michael Jackson.
Like if we stop and think about it, and I'll put the camera on in a second.
I know he was a rapper.
If we stop and think, you know how you have that song that is the perfect artist that's singing that song in that tempo with that drummer, the guitarist, and all that. You know we're already at a deficit, or the chances of it happening is so minute already. Mm-hmm. But then for the life to be lost, and he's an artist, and he's like in that realm of music or whatever.
So young.
You don't know what song he could have made down the road. That could have been the one that affected so many people and changed their lives and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, or just have been like just a great tune. Like,
yeah,
it's gone.
Because the reason why I get that is cause, like, it hits me so hard that Nas made a damn near classic at 19 years old.
Right.
Yes.
Bohemian.
That's what. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't even know. Like,
19.
Like you don't know if this guy would have made the next one at 21.
I think
you
of
know.
Bohemian Rhapsody when you talk about stuff like that.
Say again.
Bohemian Rhapsody from Queen.
Oh yeah.
Like that perfect song, that perfect instrumental, that perfect elements of stuff coming together, and you like might have just snuffed it out.
Now, okay. This guy, I don't like that people are considering him a legend.
I didn't know we were gonna go through this.
You can sit over here for now.
Oh, of course we're going through this.
Hey, you produce.
Okay, I'll produce.
You already did.
Your boy D-Rock on the ones and twos, baby.
I don't like that people are considering him a legend. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Lil Peep. I listen to Lil Peep. I respect Lil Peep. Hell, I'll even consider him a legend. But I understand the argument when people don't call him a legend. You know what I mean? Yes, Pop Smoke was very young and he didn't do. But sorry, yes, Pop Smoke was quote unquote an icon to the game to most people.
Icon though. Where do you get icon from?
That's what people are saying.
All right, but if you're saying yes, you agree.
Yeah.
Like if you state the icon status too,
okay,
then you also are in agreement.
It's not me that I don't say it.
They don't
but
say yes.
There are a lot of people that I know that are around me that do say that he is. That says that he's an icon. I don't see where. I don't see how. His music wasn't that good, but at the same time, there also wasn't much that he did to the game and music to say that he was an icon. He didn't have much time.
How long have you been listening to him?
I don't listen to him.
Oh, so
he has a song called "Welcome to the Party." If you wanna listen to it,
I mean,
tell me what you think about that song. I heard it, don't like it.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, I mean, it doesn't sound like you're very.
Welcome to the party.
Yeah.
It's not a good song.
Okay, one song.
You still know it,
One song.
and it's in your head. Like you gotta remember stuff like that.
Again,
like,
because the people that I listen to say that he's iconic. I have people in my circle that listen to his music.
Okay.
What I heard, I didn't like. So Those that do say that he's a legend.
Do say.
Okay.
I don't think.
Why?
Nah. I need to get a new bottle of Douce.
Why do you say that? You know, I don't see the argument. So show me where that legendary.
Would you
thing
consider
is.
Nip a legend?
Nip? Yes.
Why?
Because not because what he did in music, because what he did outside of music.
Do you know what Pop Smoke was doing outside of music? If anything,
That's a good question.
He was a gangbanger.
Is Russ a
Hold on,
legend?
Is that confirmed?
Yes.
Word.
He's a crip, as well. But he wasn't.
Yo, don't
doing,
get us mad dislikes, man. Just be careful what you're saying.
Yo, listen, I don't listen. With all disrespect, fuck your opinion.
Who cares? Who cares? Listen, we're not here to sit there and try and get likes and whatnot, man. We're here to talk about whatever it is that we're talking about. What I will
get that ad revenue. I don't know what you're talking about.
What I will say though, at the same time, is that I can't get behind throwing out the legendary status or anything of any artist that I haven't felt personally that they proved
that's
themselves.
lost its weight too. Legendary.
Well, everybody's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like how are you?
Well, here's my issue. Like nowadays, like as long as you write a good song claiming you're good,
Yep.
everybody just agrees.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he said it, and it was such a good song. He must be right.
No, but he backed it up.
It's like, no, he didn't.
Who backed it up?
When I use legendary,
You wrote a good song.
Who?
Get the fuck out of here.
Who?
I don't know.
when I use the term legendary, I take it from the literal definition.
So tell me who's legendary. What's an example of something that's legendary?
Somebody that's legendary?
Yeah.
Gandhi.
Be real. Who?
Gandhi.
What's the literal definition of
artist,
The
bro.
legendary?
literal definition of somebody that's legendary is somebody whose legacy will be left behind.
Okay.
Somebody who
And-
somebody who had impact on people and actually had some sort of empowerment to their life.
So that means the term legendary is relative. Correct? Because Gandhi didn't change my life.
Right.
So that doesn't make him a legend, in my opinion, right? The term's relative.
Yeah,
So the
maybe
word
not for you.
legendary has to have some weight.
Yeah, 100%.
Like when we're talking about legendary now,
Okay.
I think it's actions that speak.
We have to talk when we're talking legendary. We're talking about the field that you're in. It's a big part of it, right? Big part of the conversation. Now, what you do to the field is where you start to get the statuses of exceptional. Then you might get like more of a what do you call that when you're kind of like on the a trailblazer of a sort.
Okay.
And then you start to get into the guys that start to reform and change the way things are approached.
Influence.
Well,
I mean,
influence
I might be playing to the audience, but like the perfect example of a legend is Kobe Bryant. Will always be a legend. He changed his game. He did.
No, he didn't.
You could compare him. You could compare him to Michael Jordan and everything. I'm not comparing him to anybody.
No, time out. Kobe Bryant is literally a Michael Jordan clone.
Yes, he
Literally.
he crafted his game from Michael Jordan.
He says it all the time. Now, I get what you're saying because the dude did go on and win 5.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about just think about because of him, how much the game changed. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
Wait.
No, the game changed because of Michael Jordan and Kobe took the game from Jordan.
No,
listen.
No, you can say that, Marcus.
Go ahead. We're speaking on the status of the platform. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is Kobe Bryant. How much is attributed to him? You can say he was a clone of Michael Jordan. If Michael Jordan's not getting that acknowledgement and it's going to Kobe, it doesn't fucking matter. It's going to Kobe.
They stopped the trade because.
That's what I'm saying. Kobe Bryant changed the game. You can say he was a clone of Michael Jordan. That's fair. I'm not gonna take away from that. I keep putting my hand. That's how you feel. That's your opinion. So
you're good.
Cool.
You're good.
You think he was a clone? All right. Basketball still changed, and it's attributed to Kobe Bryant, not Michael Jordan. Outside the game, people's lives were changed. There are people going to schools that they wouldn't have had the opportunity to go to because of him. Like, that's a fucking legend. We have an unfortunate death, but the word legendary doesn't carry the same weight anymore.
That's right. That's true.
But if you're gonna go with the literal definition, Marcus, well then your opinion doesn't matter
I think
because
the last sports
you're
legend-
using it relative.
Okay. So
But we're not having the same
Who's
conversation
the
when you
last
say the
sports
literal
legend we
definition.
had?
the last sports legend.
And then the one before him. I think they were both
The
involved.
last-
dead or alive.
The,
Doesn't matter.
the
Doesn't matter,
last
the last.
legend.
The last.
Honestly, I think the last legend, who I say
The
changed
most recent?
changed the
Yeah.
changed the game of
McGregor-
whatever sport
McGregor.
they played.
Uh,
McGregor,
You might not like the guy.
he's an anomaly.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think he's a
different.
legend.
It's different.
Like Chuck Liddell is like a guy that's a trailblazer that became a legend over time. Whereas
Then it's Mayweather. Those are the ones I'm gonna go with.
I was gonna say Mayweather or Jordan were the last that I think because Michael Jordan changed the way basketball was played. But here's the thing: now we transition to a different kind of basketball where I feel as it'd be LeBron.
That's what I was about to ask you that. You want to say more recent? Is LeBron over Jordan?
Because Jordan's play style and when he played was more jump shots. Like it was physical in the paint for sure, more. But Jordan was the guy who would jump over people, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas now that's not gonna work as much because you see more 7-footers and things like that. So you start to see more. You see more shooting on the outside than when Jordan was playing, where you would see like Jordan was the guy who started getting that mid-range shot and made people come out and play defense, towards like the free throw, and then his three developed. Like before, you would never see a big guy outside about to shoot a three. You would never see that shit.
And that's that.
So hold on. To just answer your question, I would say either it'd be Mayweather, or LeBron, or Jordan. If we're still in that like middle of like LeBron era kind of deal, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where it's like. Everybody knows he's gonna be like one of the all-time greats. We know this with LeBron, but can we call him a legend yet, or do you call it a legend when he wraps up his career?
You can call him a legend now.
I think you can call him
He's legendary right now.
Because it's the process.
He's still in the mid. We don't know what his.
But when you talk about, so here's the thing.
Yeah,
but his name is cemented in the NBA
because Derek,
yep.
we're saying that it's legendary, right? Now let's say right before the end, everything just goes to shit. Does that stop it from being legendary? Like it just all like oh shit, he's not the guy we thought he was. So what if he was doing all those records and all that? But outside the game, he really wasn't the guy we thought he was. Does that stop the legend from being what it was?
Here's my question to you guys.
No, because
does the legend have to be positive? You know what I mean?
No, because he still did what he did.
No, but does a legend? Can you be a legend? Like, can you really like be called a legend if it's just in your field? I don't think so.
So that's the thing. I was also gonna say that LeBron does more than one thing. He has his own agency. He does movies and all that stuff. He doesn't own that school, but anyways.
No, they don't own school.
While we're talking about basketball and all that stuff, I want to say something. I forgot who the fuck said it on ESPN. No, it wasn't ESPN. Where the fuck was it? Oh, it was the Breakfast Club. I think it was Charlemagne. I can't remember. But somebody said that they wanted dunkers to judge the dunk contest.
Yeah. And
then he started like listing how Chadwick Boseman and there was somebody else who was there. They said, That he said aren't dunkers. And then the motherfucker dropped Dwayne Wade's name. I said, you're trying to say that Dwayne Wade is not a dunker? Dwayne Wade started his career like a Jordan-esque, Kobe-esque player. Dwayne Wade didn't have a clean or smooth jump shot early. You know what I mean? Whereas he developed it later, had that mid-range. His three-point was always a little questionable, but he had a solid mid-range jump shot. And, I just feel like that was like a disservice to Dwayne Wade, and it was just not factual. Obviously this is all
opinion.
Yeah, it's all opinionated, but it's like you can go look at Dwayne Wade's numbers and see that he was a dunker before a shooter.
I totally agree with you because while me and Marcus was watching the contest, I was like, let me see Chadwick Boseman do this. Remember I was saying that? I said, let me see how this guys do this.
People got offended at Dwayne Wade judging during the dunk contest because
Offended?
because he gave
Why is it? Why is
Did
the
he not
word?
get
Why?
robbed?
Why is the word offended? They didn't agree with it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Marcus.
the reactions that they had. It wasn't just disagreements. They said Dwayne Wade should have.
They pointed him out because they
there's a difference between disagreeing
What's
and
the dude's
being
name?
offended because they said Dwayne Wade sucks at a fish.
That's fine. That's an opinion. That time out.
He has no right
They
to
should
it.
all get
Okay.
fined.
Okay. So when a referee gets a call wrong in the NFL, people are offended.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Time out.
Because
They're
they
offended
were-
or they don't agree with it.
Then they attack the team.
What the
Derek,
fuck?
Hold on a second, Derek.
Time out.
What?
Derek.
Do we not yell at the TV like that's a fucking pass interference?
No,
That's
hold
a-
on.
That is
Because-
not. But that's not offended.
They
You
attack the team.
who?
The people that
The
attack
officiating?
go for the officials. They always say the Patriots did this or the 49ers did this or whatever when the officiating goes wrong. The officials were on this team's team.
Okay,
or
hold
the
on.
team
We
beat the
do
officials.
we need to do dive into what the word offended means nowadays?
Oh no, I know what you mean, but I'm saying I've seen it. I know.
Yeah,
enough
hold
where
on,
people
hold on.
Get offended.
I'm
during the
saying,
game.
time out. Just because someone disagrees with you or isn't happy about something does not mean that they're offended. Like in the sense where it's like you said, they might bring up the team name or whatever, but okay, that's what you do so that the fans are engaged. With the fans being engaged, it doesn't mean that just because I'm yelling or whatever, like you said at the TV, like what the fuck what were you watching? That doesn't mean I'm offended. I just really solidly don't agree with your call.
Right.
Which is fine. That's more of what?
That's a disagreement.
Disagreement.
I'm saying
But we don't-
So
there are people who I've witnessed get emotionally hurt.
Yeah,
That's not
that's
disagreement.
fine.
That's offensive.
that's fine. No. He's just really passionate about his team.
No, I'm talking about
offended.
his whole day
Uh-huh.
was ruined. Off
Okay.
of one thing.
Okay, so are you going off a definition or not right now?
Yeah, what of a definition?
And you want to tell me that the word's offended?
Yes, when you whole
Okay.
day.
It's passion, Derek.
And-
Thank you.
Yeah. No,
passion.
it's not offended, but
Why,
it's fine.
why don't you look up the word offended and then
It's,
read it out?
it's fine. Like for it to be.
No, look it up.
I'm not reading shit.
I'm,
I'm the producer, bitch, not you.
I'm just saying you're the one saying that my definition is wrong. If it
So
Brother, get your ass up in here, bro.
so yeah, so I think a lot of people didn't agree with Dwayne Wade, or felt that Dwayne Wade was biased because Dwayne Wade is a legendary basketball player and he's a legend in a Heat uniform. Now, the guy who did win that dunk contest was a Miami Heat player
Oh,
who also played for a year under Dwayne Wade.
that's convenient.
Was
Now-
he from Chicago?
No.
I would see how much
Miami.
things is adding up.
But if anybody watched that dunk contest, and I watched that shit over like 4 times, that shit shouldn't have even gone into the extra dunks.
Yo, he did the dude's dunk to show that it wasn't impressive.
That Aaron Gordon dunked so hard that he bust fucking capillaries in his wrist.
I actually didn't know that.
That's why he started coming up off it with the Heat. What's up?
Food's here, but they forgot something, so I have to fucking go back.
What was it?
The dip.
Her suit.
That's the
How-
first thing you
how the
wanted.
fuck- Okay.
And he ran it back to me.
All right. So let's see when you get back.
Punch him in his forehead.
I didn't
Do
set
you
a
guys
timer.
want to, when I come back, you guys want to eat?
I don't know. We're just talking right now, so we'll see when you get back.
Yeah, we're waiting for you to talk about Don't Fuck with Cats.
Yeah. Yeah. So, damn. Dog. There was something else I wanted to talk about. I think I sent it in the Snap or in the group chat or whatever. I'm picking up now. I'm picking up somebody at a time. What are you, James? 3 or 4?
I think I'm 3.
Hold on.
Did you hear that tap?
James, talk.
Yo.
That's not you.
He's 4, right?
Yeah, he's 4.
Titties.
James, you got to talk.
Titties.
Yeah, it was you who's picking up all that stuff. Damn.
But I thought this was her suit.
Oh.
Freaking queso dip.
Oh,
cool.
wow.
That dip is-
You said it was me?
Yeah, I was picking up the
Brianna?
outside.
I think I'm also picking up Marcus when he taps his bracelet on the.
I took it off.
Both of them. Titty bitches.
All right, we're good. Just talking to your microphones directly. I was trying to get rid of some of that noise. I don't know how she didn't pick up. I didn't hear it all this time. Yeah.
I think that shit changes.
Pass me my phone
every week.
so I can go double check. Try and find what the thing was.
Oh,
Go ahead. Just go.
so today
Mhm.
at work, there was this man who was in crutches. He had a situation with some other guy who wasn't in crutches. They almost had a fist fight. Police, fire department, ambulance all showed up to the job. And long story short, the guy ended up lying about getting hit with a car. The guy in the crutches. Recently, there has been this video going around of this man who has been acting like a kid, who is saying that he was born.
Is that confirmed?
Yes.
The dwarfism thing?
Yes.
It's
He's yes, he's 32 years old.
Do we know this?
Yes, it's been confirmed. The same guy was
Shut
on
the
the
fuck
Is
up,
this the
man.
dude on the bus?
Yes.
I don't know.
No,
if
he
that's
was in his mom's car.
That guy isn't.
That's what you talking about. The kid was crying and all that.
That's not a kid.
I'm looking this shit up. Hold on, guys. What the fuck?
It was confirmed false.
It's the dude that was. At
That's
your
fucked up.
store.
Someone sent him 30.
confirmed
Someone
false.
sent him
Is that
30.
the dude that was at your store?
No.
So how did these two?
Because this guy would be considered as handicapped, and this is a way of handicapped people getting their way, causing lies. Hold on.
Oh shit! Hold on. I got something spicy
Wait,
too, though. I got something spicy. Hold up. Let him go. Let him go.
There are certain
Handicapable.
There are certain handicapped people that will lie and make themselves seem like the victim to get their way. We've seen it back at home in Chelsea. You've seen it.
That's home.
You've seen it. I've seen it. Well, that's my home because that's where I grew up. Anyway,
what?
Go ahead. I got this. You can.
Fuck all that, Mike.
I don't know if that's real. Good. Keep going.
oh sorry.
Damn, dog. We said go ahead 5 times. Shit.
No, that's how you keep people.
Go ahead.
Lying to pretty much get their way in certain situations.
I find this funny as shit. Hold on, I'm throwing it out there, dog. So I looked up the little kid. His name was Quaden Bales, whatever. And I'm laughing. I don't give a fuck if someone get offended. But they show him in the chair, crying and upset, and then next to it is a fucking bulldog.
Yo.
Ain't that's fucked up.
This is dwarf bully.
Yeah, but it's look at.
That's a bulldog. That's what they call him.
Anyways,
That's a dwarf bully.
anyways, it's just funny. Like it's fuck y'all.
The
I
comparison.
get it. It is a dwarf bully though.
It's like the drug I told you that got me in trouble.
You got in trouble. All right, go ahead, Marcus.
But
No, he got in trouble.
All right, so wait, you said it's confirmed that he was. I don't know who News One is though, but from what I saw, this motherfucker got $30,000 sent to him. His favorite soccer team had him come out and run out with them when they opened the game and shit.
I don't care.
That's crazy.
So it worked. Is what you're telling me.
Basically.
Yo, hold on a second because Dad, scroll down a little bit more on the other side. Go back.
Hold on.
y'all been telling me to go, and then y'all want me to wait. Well, you.
Marcus, that's how shit flow, bro. What are you talking about?
Listen,
Go down or up?
Go. Hey,
You don't
yo, listen. How much you gotta get paid to do that picture right there?
Wait.
Go down a little bit more. How much you gotta pay to do that picture?
This one? Or this one?
Right there, yeah.
What about it?
Look at it. Pick him up. Look into the camera. How much you gotta pay to do that?
What do you mean?
If that's a grown man, how much you gotta pay to take that picture?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably not much because the nurse probably believed he was a kid.
No, I'm saying if you knew.
Yeah, but these people go crazy. Donate to my 8-year-old little brother for getting bullied at school, and that's fucked up.
There's been another adult with dwarfism.
Dwarfism, yeah.
On a school bus with a bunch of kids, and somebody had picked this adult up. I don't know if this video was real or fake.
It's
but
fake.
You know the one? Okay. Same situation. It's not the same. I don't know if it's the same person,
No,
but
that's not the same situation because the one with the school bus was supposed to be a joke. The bus driver and like guy were friends.
Yeah.
they were, okay.
Yeah.
They were just fucking around.
But that wasn't my point. My point was there are handicapped people that or injured people that will
This shit better not be real.
say these lies or do all these false things to get
That's
other people
flexing, right?
to get other people on their side. Doesn't matter if it's true or false. They do these things.
This could be
racist.
This could be
Racist.
What? All dwarfs look alike?
That's crazy.
Wow.
I thought, you know what?
You're right.
I was
You're right.
wrong.
You're right.
I
Dad,
made an assumption.
bro.
Corey. I'm sorry.
Does he look like Pluto?
I'm sorry, Corey.
I don't know. Oh, the dog.
The planet.
Oh,
Dog, what the? Why is it on my page right now? Look, that's him, right? Is that a kid? Or is it just me? That's a kid, right?
yeah. Yeah. So that's fucked up. Then this dude's.
Zach just saying he's 18 years old.
I don't give a fuck. As long he older than 9, we got a problem.
Yeah.
We got a
Why is
problem because these motherfuckers send him money and all this stuff like. So this is gonna lead me into my shit. All right. So.
Wait. Is this confirmed now?
From what I saw, it looked like he was throwing up gang signs and shit too. So I doubt a fucking 9-year-old gonna be throwing all that
That's
shit
not
up.
true. Look at Lil Tay.
Yeah, but her brother. Nah. Hold on. Her brother just got in trouble for the shit that she was doing because he was the one off camera making her do that shit. That ain't her really running like that.
Good. That's what I'm saying though. The people in her guardians need to go to
The
jail.
little kid, she's like, "What up, bud? What up, cuz?" The father's like, "Wait, where you get that?"
Oh yeah.
So okay, let's talk about this. So I think I brought this up before, but now I don't know if James was here last time.
No, I was sick.
I
I was trying to make sure I didn't get that COVID-19. You're welcome.
So
They're putting numbers after viruses now.
I'm gonna just throw it out there with this overall kind of like blanket statement, but with it being Black History Month, you know, a lot of times I sit there and I reflect on some of the stuff that has happened throughout the time and in the country, right? Now, knowing that the struggles and the things that people before us had to go through to get to where we are now, I feel like certain groups are getting shit easier. In the sense where it wouldn't have been that way and wasn't that way for our people. And I mean people of color, however the fuck you want to say it, but where you know, you got people who are outside protesting peacefully getting hit with fucking water hoses and just breaking their skin and all that shit. Motherfuckers dying, getting beat and all that shit to death just because they have an opinion or want to be able to sit at a certain table or booth or drink from a water fountain. Whereas, and now this is not hate at all. I'm just saying the honest view of what, if you look at it, in the time and the struggle that they had to go through, and I'm not comparing struggles, I don't do that, but I am saying with the LGBTQ plus, I do not feel like that it is. I feel like they're getting it a little bit. It's kind of like you know how we have that older brother syndrome bullshit where it's like because the older brother did it.
Oh, they paved the way.
It's kind of like, okay, yeah, you're right. Go ahead. Like so when we would have to fight to be able to go somewhere, and then whoever was 3 or 4 years old, younger than when we actually were able to do it, they get to do it.
Yeah, you're right.
Wow.
I feel like that's what it is.
My neck, huh?
It's supposed to be like that though.
Yeah, I feel like that's what it is. But wait, hold on. To say that it's supposed to be like that, like I feel like it almost is a defeatist or a defeatist mentality or undermining what happened before, like what the
Just
other.
the opposite.
Well,
No.
Because let me explain. Let me explain.
Okay.
We're the vanguards.
Mhm.
Our race saw what happens when someone else doesn't step up.
Yep.
So we're the first to step up most of the time.
Yeah.
We refuse to let it happen again.
Yeah, because
That's how it's supposed to be. We saw what happened when people sat down the side and let our people get hung
That's what
and
I'm
killed
gonna say. At
for
one
being
point,
different. So when we see people getting beat up in school because they're gay, we're usually the first ones to go, get the fuck out of here. No, that's not happening in front of me.
Yeah.
Because it happened to we all have somebody in our family who was either taken away or killed because of their skin.
LGBTQ lives matter is gonna be
So
It's already a thing. That's already a thing.
It's not defeatist.
Yeah.
For me to say that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's me being aware that our people refuse to let it happen again.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
my
but my issue
agenda. Yeah.
now, like you said though, that might be because of what happened and you know the upbringing of what we learned, like you know how shit went down. But at the same time, for a lot of it to just shit. Yeah, just flick the thing. Do it again. You good? I don't know, man. I just feel like it's not as
Damn, why she dropped to 14?
I don't know. I just feel like the struggle. It's one of those things where it's like for me, it's a little difficult to put in words, but at the same time, it's like it is right in front of us. Where like I don't want to say shit was given, but certain things I don't feel like the fight had to be there as much. Like there's definitely a fight. Don't get me wrong, but you know the shit that black people went through for how many years?
But we did the fighting for everybody. We fought
Yeah.
for equality.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it's just what bothers me is when I see that same shit having to be repeated. Like, we didn't suffer enough for equality.
Mm.
Like when we say like Black Lives Matter, everyone goes, "Well, all lives matter." We knew that. We knew that before you guys did.
All we're saying is that
We've been telling you that. Like, it's just a shame that we have to remind you that we're also alive.
Yo, I was just
like that's what Black Lives Matter means. We're also alive.
Oh
Yeah,
my
y'all
God,
like people seem to forget that. So when I watch gay people go through that stuff or transgender people have to go through the shit they go to, I go,
yeah.
We did this already.
Yeah. Ain't that about a bitch?
Fucking decades ago. What the hell? Why are we repeating it?
True. Yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those things that I feel like I'm just gonna have that feeling towards it.
It won't go away.
Huh?
It won't go away.
Nah, I don't think it should. I think it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I don't say a chip on the shoulder, but it keeps me aware and on my toes, like what's going on.
That's
like
exactly what we're supposed to do.
segue.
Oh, I don't want to cut your segue off. But sometimes do you feel like the
I'll be right-
black movement goes ignored because of that?
Because of what?
Because another movement is becoming.
Yeah, I feel like I've not ignored, but I feel like the other movements do get the forefront. I feel like the other movements, because you got to remember, and here we go, but the United States government, at least, is systematically set up to diminish or minimize the black growth in the country, at least, right? And okay, what?
What you were saying was
Talk to your mic, bro.
when you said to, other movements to take away or diminish from the black movement. I think sometimes people do create these movements just specifically to take away from said movements. You get me? So I'm not gonna say you're a part of the LGBT community, but if you're a part of the LGBT community, and other people's doing like what was it, the walk, what was that walk called that the LGBT people were doing, and they were doing the straight pride, gay pride,
the parade,
okay.
the parade. He said walk, yeah.
My bad.
Marcus,
Um,
homophobe, you forgot the cue.
no.
Go ahead.
I feel like there were a bunch of straight people that were just doing that just to get rid of the fact that these people, I mean, just to take away from the fact that.
What you mean these people?
Just to take away from the fact that the gay community has a gay day. Straight, yo, we had a situation in the car, bro.
I'm not bringing it up.
Can you speak clearly, bro?
But just to take away from the fact that the gay community has a day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There have been gay people that were killed just for being gay. When was the last time you heard of a straight man being killed because they were straight?
Oh my God! Are you? What are you talking about? That happens all the time. It's called mutual combat. It's called a fist fight. That shit happens all the time. Time out.
No, but you died because you
straight
you were talking shit.
Time the fuck out. Just as much as when the fight goes down or doesn't go down because the straight guy's like, I'm not gonna fight you because you're gay, right? But to be like, yo, this motherfucker's testing me or whatever, or someone trying to test somebody, that's that alpha male complex, right? That's
These
real.
guys don't discriminate.
But come on now, we can agree that's the thing, right? That alpha male bullshit.
Right.
But that happens among straight men.
You're,
Who the fuck alpha males are gay, dude?
Not always,
but
because
that's
you shouldn't have been
Well,
talking shit.
that just makes you seem like you don't think that a game bang.
Not at all. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that.
But what I'm saying is when you say that, it could be inferred as that.
Who's that?
Go back.
Just talk to
you
that
a
guy.
robot?
Don't go.
What happened?
What are you?
What are you doing?
I am a person.
Yeah, we know you're a person. All right, mama.
What's in the box?
In the box.
Kayla.
Oh, you're a
Go ahead, go play.
What's in the box?
You
Who them? I know they're yelling all the time.
Sorry, I didn't know we were being too loud.
I do. I told you shut up.
You were telling him shut up when he was quiet.
Yo, what are you doing?
We're babysitting.
Oh, Jack, you said you're gonna take a shot?
Nah, I'm chilling, man. I'm not drinking tonight.
We're gonna take a shot.
To do the boobs.
No.
We
What?
love
No.
chicks with dicks.
Keep your weird fetishes to yourself.
No, that's not. So we don't all like that.
What's wrong? You don't like the gay community?
Yeah, James.
Cheers.
So yeah, I wanted to talk about
Oh man, she's wiping. She's bleeding.
Bloomberg.
I have no idea what.
Bloomberg? You know who he is?
I know who he is.
Y'all been getting any random YouTube ads?
But yeah, no.
My name is something Bloomberg.
The worst is that he's like blatantly throwing it out that he's like it happens, but he's gunning for the black vote. His thing is like blacks with Bloomberg or some shit. Like that's one of the things he's running. Yeah. Now we also got to remember that, and I remembered what I wanted to talk
Is that
about.
the guy who did the
Stop and frisk.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
But this motherfucker jumped up in the polls enough to go and have to be able to go to the Democratic debate the other day.
Also, he's running as a Democrat.
Yeah. So was
Exact.
Elizabeth Warren. And don't forget she started as a Republican.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, he-
Bloomberg has.
So, but his thing, Trump did Trump start as a Republican the whole time?
Democrat.
No, he started as a Democrat.
See what I'm saying? So like people are flipping their they're flipping their side to try and get the vote. Now, as black people, we cannot forget this. There's two times that he openly said some fucked up stuff
Towards us.
towards black people and brown people or whatever you're gonna say.
Have you ever heard an interview about the stop and frisk thing?
Yes, he said he feels like it is the right move and that he feels like they don't stop black people enough because they feel like that they stop some white people, which wasn't nowhere near. It was like he's like the disproportionate amount of black men who caused crimes and murder that he thinks that the stop and frisk should be used more on brown and black people than it already is being used. Now, mind you, all these people that got locked up. Now, I forgot who was the other person, but I know that Bernie Sanders signed on it too, or backed the what was that bill? The drug bill, whatever it was.
Finish what you were saying because I just remember what I was bringing up to you when I said, "Did you hear the interview?"
Oh, okay. Yeah, but black and brown people need to be more aware and more conscious of what is in front of you, just like black and brown people needed to be more aware and conscious of what was in front of them 4 years ago. Because as much as the people who were voting and wanted to be like, oh, he's going to bring the economy up and all that stuff, yeah, but at what cost?
Yeah, because the blacks were Trumps
Wait,
forgot the
is
whole
it about Sanders?
central.
No,
Or
Trump.
I'm sorry, exonerated 5. They forgot about Trump and exonerated 5.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
You know what I
it's
mean?
out there, but he was openly
And it's
shooting. He's openly shooting at Mexicans and all that shit, and people didn't care.
Trump
Like,
ain't-
shithole countries.
Also,
like,
do you
oh, wow,
understand
man.
how that thing works when they say Trump brought up the economy? Do you understand how the economy thing works?
Yeah, but the economy doesn't. You don't see those numbers until you see the numbers of the president before you.
Yes.
Wait, also, the top 1% also count as the economy. So that money doesn't equal spread.
I got you.
It just means total wealth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, he boosted up the economy. Where's that money going is what we should be asking.
Yeah.
It went up 20%. To who?
To who? Yeah. But I just feel like, like the voting, the whole voting thing is important and all, right? But at the same time, know what you're voting. Like when people were saying like the lesser of two evils and shit, that doesn't help because you're still voting in evil. Like what the fuck?
I was one of those people who went with that because, like, no, honestly, you needed to vote, but you
No.
fucked whoever you voted.
I get it because I also voted. I voted the way I felt I needed to vote. I didn't really have the lesser of two evil mentality, but I also knew that the person who I did vote for, as long like I wanted someone that somewhat represented me more than the other. Like Trump didn't represent me at all.
Well, she said two
You wrote the one thing that anybody needed to wrote, Elon Musk, right?
Yeah. No, I actually wrote
You wrote.
the Pizza Man.
I wrote Bernie Sanders. I literally wrote
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders.
I voted
Feel
for
the
Sanders.
burn.
But so here's the thing. I feel like we failed. Bernie Sanders already said this because we were worried about his age 4 years ago. So you want to vote him in now 4 years later?
I'll go for the risk.
No, I get you, but I'm just saying. The other one
Because
is
the Buttigieg thing.
But I'll go with Peter Yan.
Who are you talking about?
I like
Which one?
Bloomberg.
Bloomberg.
Yeah.
UFC fighter.
So the stop and frisk thing, they were asking
I'm
him.
sorry, not PDN. What's that guy's name?
They're asking him, okay, but how do we know who to stop? Like who to stop? He sent them a Xerox.
Yeah.
And
Whoever
it was
looks
just-
like this,
It was just like average black.
dude.
Yeah.
Black guy
And
ranging
like,
from 4 feet to
this is what
7
you're looking
feet.
for. Send it to everybody.
Yeah.
Like
That's fucked
this
up.
guy didn't care.
No.
Like so now he needs our votes.
Yeah.
And now he wants to act like he's an ally.
Corey brought up the exonerated 5, and there was something that actually happened recently in the news to a girl that was going to school out in New York City. What the fuck was her name?
Oh, that guy with the teenagers.
Yes.
Yes, and it was 3 teenagers.
Hello there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's just. This
So here's the thing now. With history in general, because there have been people who are jumped the gun already, and we got to pay attention to see who says what, right? At the same time, remember after I don't remember, but like you know how everybody always talks about after the OJ thing, how so many people got off because it was such a racially
Charged
charged, or racially sensitive time.
Right.
We also got to realize that like you said, the exonerated 5 also happened in New York, where this student got stabbed in New York.
First thing I thought.
3 boys?
Yep.
Three young black boys, like teenage boys, were arrested. Therefore, 2 of them are 14 now.
And one's 13.
One's 13,
Yeah.
and 2 of them getting tried as adults.
Yeah,
How do you try 14-year-olds as adults?
They did it already. That's why.
I'm saying, how do you do that?
Yeah,
But
precedents.
they
That's what
did
they
it
do.
already.
Huh?
Because you know.
Okay, so they go off of precedents, which
Uh.
is it happened before, but they never look at what happened later.
Yeah, but this is the
You
same.
don't-
It's the same thing as if it was a that white girl that got off for texting her boyfriend.
Oh, I agree with you.
Yeah.
No, you asked the question. I'm just answering it. I
Oh,
agree with
I
you.
thought you was giving
So
me like, your take on it.
precedents, like
No, but we
it
give you the
happened.
reason.
It
We give you the
happened
reason.
once, so now we can do it. But like, let's say like
They
they were
was all
going off.
exonerated.
Let's go with they were going off of the Central Park 5, right?
Mm.
Oh, we tried them before, and they were X amount of whatever age they were. Let's go off the youngest, right?
But one of them got I'm sorry, one of them got
Can
charged
I
with
finish
the-
my thought, please?
Go ahead.
I
So
guess.
we go. Oh, so we arrested him, right? Doesn't matter he got exonerated in the end. The fact that we were even able to charge him
Mhm.
makes it legal now. The ending doesn't matter. So it doesn't null and void it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got him at 13. Turned out he didn't do it. Doesn't matter. We got him at 13. Now we can get any 13-year-old as an adult.
Yeah.
That's the problem with like precedents. Like it ignores shit.
Yeah. I just feel like, and I'm not saying like jump the gun and protect if wrong. If they did it, they need to be charged with it. At the same time, we do know that I don't know if the lady still or anybody who was involved in that situation is still sitting on whatever seats they were for like Congress and all that stuff or whatever. Or
It's lifelong.
no, I'm saying like whoever. I don't know if they're still sitting there.
Or moved up.
Yeah.
Ask the question.
We as a people, as a whole, need to be aware that did happen and it could happen again. Now, if these boys did stab and kill this girl, they all need to go to jail for what it is, but at the same time need to be tried the right way. I do not think, even if, because how many times you hear in some other area that they stabbed and killed somebody, but they were underage or shot somebody or whatever, and these motherfuckers only go into jail until 18 or 21 or whatever it may be. That's how it needs to be this way, even if, you know what I mean? It shouldn't have happened. Like, someone shouldn't have died. But these boys are underage, and it needs to be treated that way. Like you said with the whole precedent thing. And I agree. I think that everything should be on, like, I'm like mixed where I feel like there should be mandatory minimums of some sort where you can't escape scot-free damn near because the judge decided that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, I think you need to take case-to-case kind of situations because sometimes, like, in like an abuse case, like the girl sometimes got to go to jail. So you should be able, as a judge, like, okay, she was abused, but she fucking killed somebody. You have to do 3 months, but it's 3 months of psychiatric kind of evaluations and help, right? Whereas to if it was like someone just ran around and shot a motherfucker in the head just because, that motherfucker need to get life. You know what I mean? It comes down to interpretation. It can't just be, oh, it was murder.
Alright,
Oh,
so,
perfect.
so
That's
in
my
this
question.
situation,
Hold on. Go ahead. We haven't let them talk in a minute.
in a situation,
All right, let's walk.
if you're the kid who held down the lady that was stabbed and killed, while the other person stabbed her, never mind the person who stabbed her because now that's premeditated. We know that. But now you're holding her down. Shouldn't you get charged as much as the person that's stabbing her?
So New York doesn't have that rule, but you do.
Which rule?
The same one where you're like guilty. Like say like I think it's Texas, Alabama, Mississippi. They all have that one
the
where
accomplice rule.
Louisiana. Like say like someone shoots and kills somebody.
Right.
Everybody who was there gets tried for murder.
I don't think that's fair.
That'll stop them. That'll make the friends stop that dumbass.
No, if I drive, I don't know what's going. If
No, no,
I
no,
drive
no,
there.
This leads into my question. This is perfect.
Okay.
Does justice have room for humanity?
No.
Like, so your feeling
So,
of
I feel no. You think like currently does it have it or should it?
should it does justice?
Should it? Yes.
Humanity meaning like you know this person's not a bad person kind of deal.
Yes, your emotions,
Or you get that feel.
like the judge's emotional feelings.
Mhm.
Does that have a place for our justice?
I'm going to say no. No, because it hasn't leading up to now.
So the law says this. That's how it goes.
Because when we start doing that, we're leaving it to be interpreted to the feeling of the judge, and we already know by system that this government and the way we run our law is not kind towards people that look like us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's not a matter of I want it to be spread across the board fair. So if you want to start to try to interpret feelings and shit, you don't know if that judge sitting on the seat is racist or not. You don't know if that judge sitting on the seat is mad that his daughter is now dating a brown person or an Asian person or whoever. You don't know what that judge is going through that day. So you shouldn't leave it too heavy into the judge's hand. Like I said, there should be some sort of a mandatory minimum window where the judge got a little wiggle room. But the judge shouldn't be able to be like, all right, she killed this guy in his house. It could go from 10 to 99 years. No, sorry. It was like 1 year to 99 years or some shit, and we fell on 10. Like, that's a problem. And the biggest thing was that the judge said, I honestly believe that both of them, John, wouldn't want her to sit in jail for the rest of her life. He's dead. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you think he would want.
He doesn't care. He's dead.
Yeah, what's the law here?
She gotta rip that knee up.
Oh, all right, Corey.
Oh, no, she's dead.
Question for you.
Okay.
Okay. Corey and James, because Derek gave his thoughts.
I need something.
If you were in this position and you were the one that
Which one is it?
and you were the one that was judging the situation, where would you go with it?
What's the law say?
What situation?
You were the one that was judging this girl being killed, and you not only just not holding her down, not killing her, but just in this situation, you were judging it from both sides, seeing
Right.
knowing one person holding it.
I side more on the law, but then there's what they call competence, like how competent they are.
Mhm.
That plays a part. But I feel like all these kids here knew murder is wrong. Killing somebody is wrong. So now, fuck.
Can you read
Now
that
we're
and see if
talking
there was any
about-
surveillance on it? Like
Now
how
we're
they
talking
pinpoint the
about
boys?
law. I don't care about age. I don't care about age.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing is wrong,
No.
adult decisions, adult consequences.
Don't get me wrong. I agree.
think that's unfair. Because
Your
That's-
children
that's like I
should
said.
not be out there
Huh?
killing people.
But you're 13.
No matter how.
Hold on.
Kill a cat.
How much do you know when you're fucking 13? Really?
Yeah.
You barely have
Dave
any control.
Chappelle has that.
But you know not to stab
But when you're
somebody.
that age,
Wait.
You
No, you don't.
Because
At
depending
13
on
years
your
old, did you
group,
stab somebody?
that shit changes
At 13
quick.
years old, did you stab someone?
Time out.
Shit, I stabbed somebody yesterday.
Hold on.
At
time
work.
out.
They're fine.
Nobody here can tell me they did shit when they were 13 because, like, they weren't in a group.
Well, that's a very impulsive.
Oh, yeah,
a
you're
lot of people, you're impulsive. Thank you.
Who?
There
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go.
That right there.
You proved my
That
point.
gives you that gray area.
The moment
Okay,
you,
hold on. Wait.
Just because you're impulsive doesn't mean you know right from wrong.
No.
No.
We're not saying that.
Just-
you don't
Go ahead.
even factor that.
Go ahead.
No, but you can be impulsive and not stab somebody to death. You know that's fucking wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many
All right.
things have you done that you knew you that were wrong?
I
when
ain't
you
kill
were
nobody.
13?
No,
I didn't kill
ain't-
nobody.
That's not what we're asking.
That's what I'm gonna ask you.
Sometimes you slam people on their heads and don't even know it's fucking illegal until someone almost died.
when
Sounds
you were
personal.
Sometimes.
Brianna, when you were 13,
I'm asking for a
Yes.
friend.
how many things did you do in the moment and then later on look back and go, oh shit?
I don't know. I don't remember my childhood.
Very convenient.
Okay,
isn't
so
it?
let's not even go to your childhood. How about your teenage years?
I don't remember.
What about yesterday?
I don't remember anything
So-
prior to 2010.
Because
So we're not gonna.
Alright, and the last thing is
Derek, stop.
I don't want to talk about it. So stupid.
I
Okay.
don't remember what I did yesterday.
So, this is where we're gonna start getting into like people's personal feelings. Now we try to take our feelings out of it and just look at
The law?
the law. The law has to be implemented the same way across the board. If this white kid or Spanish kid or Asian kid goes to jail for murder, I'm not saying that this black kid or whoever else shouldn't go to jail for murder. Go to jail for murder, but you do around a similar time. A judge shouldn't be like, okay, this kid's 14 and killed somebody, and this kid's 13 and killed somebody, and now I'm giving him 4, 5 years, and then probation, whatever, and like gonna do psych eval and all that, just to help him because he was so young, and then this one gets burnt with 25 to life. That shouldn't be able to happen.
I mean, shit, to back you up, Derek, right?
And I don't care what race is, I'm saying by law.
I don't know if it's universal, but shit, the law even has degrees of murder.
Yeah.
What situation of murder do you fit?
Yeah.
This is the corresponding punishment.
I don't know. I just feel like, I don't want the media and social media to be able to try and like mold the way this outcome happens. If there's a case against these boys, if there's a case against these kids that they did this and there's actual like video proof of them leaving the situation, there's like a knife in someone's hand or someone's covered in blood,
or they followed her, like
yeah,
there's actual proof that something went wrong.
Then it needs to be like dove into. But at the same time, I don't want social media to be like, oh, remember what happened to the exonerated 5, and then now everybody's like, oh shit. We can't judge this like this. They can't go to jail for this long. Or it can't go to jail. Well, if they did it, they fucking killed somebody. If they did it.
Sure, let them go on the streets. We already.
So it's like it's kind of like error on the side of caution, but don't let it dictate where you go.
Blind you.
Yeah.
Blind you.
No.
Yeah, there's a reason why justice is supposed to be blind. Your personal feelings don't matter.
It's not supposed to, but it does.
Right,
So we
right.
can't.
That's
but
the problem.
exactly. But by like what I'm working on with the whole, we're people and all that stuff is the same thing. Is that for us to say it should be this way, but it hasn't been leading up to, is us being complacent with the current state, where we need to be like, for our people, because that's really people that look like you and I are the only is the ones that, if it keeps going, eventually it might be able to catch up to one of us. We don't know.
But the thing is.
So hold on. So when you speak like that, it needs to be like, okay, it shouldn't this, right? Like it shouldn't be taken this way, but it has been leading up to it.
Right.
But you gotta address it then.
But I'm not complaining.
Yeah. No, I'm not
I
saying
deserve a blind justice. I deserve a justice
yes.
not to see my race.
But knowing that it hasn't been that way, and it probably will not be that way.
Right.
Also,
but that's why I also asked the question. I asked, does justice have a place for humanity?
Yeah.
Even though I didn't get Corey's opinion.
Bitch.
You didn't get a chance to answer my question. Someone jumped.
Brianna.
Question.
Bitch.
So Corey, do you think justice has a place for humanity?
Well, I think justice is given by humanity. Isn't that why you get judged by a jury of your peers?
Do you not remember all the trials where white people?
I mean, peers.
Okay.
I'm sorry, peers.
That's a sweet promise. Like you put honey in your ears.
Of course, but I mean,
white people used to judge black people like.
That's what I was gonna say.
All the
Like
time.
there was never.
That's why I ended up quoting it. Yeah.
So no, you're supposed to, but no, it don't happen. It didn't
so
happen.
To answer your question,
Still
it's supposed to be yes.
No. Oh.
Supposed to be.
Also, earlier we were talking about the LGBTQ
your
plus.
opinion was yes. Okay, absolutely. So you're a judge, and you think the judge should have space to go. How do I feel about
based off of law? Based on law.
But you're letting him interpret their feeling.
Well,
or them. Sorry.
Well, everything goes to interpretation.
Say again.
Everything is left into interpretation.
It shouldn't be, is what we're saying. By letting it be interpreted
If
by
I'm
the
so-
person.
So if I read it so literal, right? If I'm reading it,
It should be just like when you go and fucking build a desk. It's mapped out.
right?
That's how it should be for when there's a crime.
I somewhat agree there.
I don't think like I said though, it should be a range where it's like you can sentence between this and this for that.
That's what I'm saying. So now that's left to your feeling and your interpretation.
No, because it gave you a parameter.
So how do you gauge from 10 to 12? Is that because
Hey, hold
you
on.
only stabbed her 3 times?
Here's the thing.
She still got
Hold on. It
See?
gives. All right. I mean, it gives you a parameter where it's like you can get for a stabbing. Say they stabbed 3 times. You might not fall on 12 then.
So 10?
But that's where you get to interpret. But at the same time, you're not getting off scot free. Like the kid, I forgot his name. The Harvard raper.
Raper?
Oh,
Stanford raper.
Stanford.
That kid got off with.
Listen, just because you gave him a nickname does not mean you have an excuse for
I forgot his
bad
name.
grammar.
I forgot his name.
Derek, I think this guy is a serial. He was like
Nah. That kid.
Oh, no. You're talking about the one.
Nah. I'm talking about the one in the bathroom, and the judge said, "Oh, why you didn't put your butt? Why you didn't put your butt to the bottom of the sink?"
Oh my god, I hate that joke.
And that kid got off with no time served.
I thought you were talking about the one
Bro-
with the dumpster.
He also got away.
That guy also got away.
But I thought that was like a third time.
Was that Brock Turner or is that a murderer?
That was Turner. That was. I think I'm pretty sure it was Turner. And even if I'm wrong, fuck you. You're a rapist. I don't care. Like.
Brock Turner was the Stanford
I'm sorry.
rapist.
Allegedly.
Rule 0?
Allegedly.
Huh?
though.
Rating Rule 0?
Tell me.
They
No,
had
I just-
ample amounts of evidence.
No, I just
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know which rape he did. That's
Okay,
what
hold
I'm saying alleged on. So, fuck
Whichever
you.
rape.
You're a rapist. Like, I don't care how you feel.
So we were talking about the LGBTQ plus community and the black people who like how black people went through the stuff they went through to get to where they are now with like rights and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And I said something where not everybody is gonna agree with it, but I also do feel like sometimes not given, but it was a little not easier either because they had a struggle, but like it was kind of like that older brother syndrome where because the older brother did it or got it done, like was able to do it.
They can do
The
it.
next one up got to do it. Not easier, but
It just gets worse from there.
what do you mean?
Like it gets easier for the next.
Yeah, like no
question.
more accepting, I should say.
I got a question.
You know what I mean? Where it's like they see like everybody should have this freedom,
Mhm.
which is true. And I came to the conclusion with James that I'll never feel okay with it, which is good for me because it keeps me on my P's and Q's where I'm
also one of the vanguards.
looking and learning. Yeah, that's what you were saying. That we're like the vanguard or the one that paved the way. But it's like through all the lives lost and blood, sweat, and tears and all that, for us to just say, "Oh, well, someone had to do it."
Yeah.
That to me it diminishes what happened because those are lives lost. Whereas with the LGBT community too, I'm not saying that their struggle is not a struggle. Like I 100%, I've seen friends of mine who I'm like, "Yo, don't go out because it's kind of questionable where the way they're wording their shit seem like they just want you to come out so they can hurt you." Like I know that shit's real.
Can I ask you a question, Doug?
Huh?
Because I just thought
I
about
just
it.
literally was like, I got a black friend.
Here's what I want to
Yeah.
know. Maybe you're identifying your feeling wrong.
What does that mean?
Maybe even if it's easy, maybe you still think they should be fighting harder. Not that the fight should be harder, but they're not fighting hard enough. Yeah, they gave you a little bit.
Everything
You
sounds
deserve
serious.
more. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying like more so like it throws me through a loop how accepting that it is where people are identifying as the opposite. Is sex the word or gender? The opposite gender, which is fine. I accept people for who they are, and I love you for who you are as long as you're not like a shitty person that fucks up other people
And
or whatever.
They're shitty people.
Now, don't
Gay
get
or not.
Yeah,
You could be
shitty people are shitty people, but when it comes to like the situation, like the acceptance and whatnot, that shit never flew. In general, just even accept someone for the fucking color of their skin, but you
That
know.
doesn't happen.
No, but I'm saying like people are willing to accept that someone feels different in their body, which I think you should. Doesn't that make like a loud ass noise?
She unplugged the wire.
That's what I'm saying. When she unplugs the wire.
Oh, yes.
Briefly.
Yeah, as opposed to her just.
But it kept
that
hitting
shit-
me in my
that shit-
fucking.
Forehead.
It kept like falling.
Oh, anyways.
Oh,
Yeah, so-
she's a big ass
So
forehead,
don't get me
it's
wrong.
fine.
Like I feel like everybody should support and back everybody, but at the same time, like on my end, I know it's a little battle that I deal with where I'm like, damn, like we lost motherfuckers and drill. I'm not dividing. I'm just speaking on like black people. Like in history, we've seen the numbers, and I don't think we can total it all up. Like some people were just taken out of their houses. In the middle of the night, beaten, murdered. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. And I'm not saying it don't happen to LGBTQ, people. Do you call them members or just people?
Community. It's the community.
No, I knew that word. I was saying like a specific person.
Experiences.
What would you say?
Experiencers.
They live that experiences, right?
I would just call them people.
I forgot.
I don't want to say like members of the LGBTQ plus
I
because
think it is.
it's not a
They
subscription.
can't take away their card.
You can take away
That's what I'm
cards.
saying.
No
That's what
more.
I'm saying. When you join a,
Oh, time out because we can take the black
You
card.
can take away the black card.
wait,
though, you're right.
because that's what I was about to say. When you're a member of something, it's a you opt
James
in.
Michael.
It's a choice.
Why are you wearing C-stick shirt?
The fuck get out of here. I'll smack you and Steve. Calm out.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Did you guys call each other? Is you and I saying shit right now?
He just said.
Yo, so since I'm just saying, like motherfuckers could take cards too. That's true.
But
No, but I.
Nah, because we take black cards
No, but for the
and man cards.
whatever the LGBTQ plus.
Yeah. What is
I
a
think
shorter
it's more
term?
so-
What is a shorter term?
yeah, member sounds like you opted
I don't think
in.
there is a
LGBTQ.
shorter term. I think
The
it's
alphabet?
I think it's
You
the
gonna ruin the
purpose.
joke? Huh? Oh.
You're right, my bad.
Is that alright?
Everybody's
Queer.
It's LGBTQA plus
Mm.
or
Bryant.
We got A plus.
or yeah plus.
Them,
I don't know what plus
we
means,
can't
but
say
like
them folk.
asexual. There's so many different terminology.
true.
I don't know.
We can't say those folk
Them folk.
or them.
I don't think they would accept.
Who's they? Oh my God! No. No, but you know, like I said, like me as a person, like I'm pretty sure, like I emulated that. I'm an accepting person. I like to have a good time, and it's not a matter of me accepting your life. I mean, I'm gonna accept you for who you are. Just don't, you know, like I always say, do you? Just don't try
Wait,
and do
it's
me.
different, right? Because black people can take the black card away from people, right?
Time out.
Right?
Ready? This is where I think
No,
a
I'm
big.
asking.
Can I? Just,
Like, can you take his black card?
yeah, but he has to do
Yes,
something that
but
makes me.
Okay, but like if
I can't give you his black card now.
no, I already have a card.
You don't.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, but black.
Several of your family members
Just
already gave
because you
one.
swipe Derek's
I
card
think
don't
you
mean it's
remember
his,
what
yours,
about
alright?
Yeah, we still have to go and do the trade.
Yes,
It's not happening.
yes.
We have to figure out who we gonna.
But so what I was saying.
They can't.
She must say some stupid shit.
No, what I
We're
was
not getting rid of
saying
Nick
is-
Cannon.
No.
The
Are you
LGBT
kidding me?
We're getting rid of you.
Hold that national treasure.
There, I said it.
You know how much he's worth?
We're the LGBTQ plus people. I feel like
How many
it's
you
like.
have to add people?
There are the people.
Because you just
Whatever,
talked about a
just keep
community.
going.
All right, I'm not gonna say it again.
Okay.
I feel like they a lot of the times some of them
Them.
will say, you know, I'm lesbian. Nope, now I'm bisexual, or now I'm back to lesbian, or whatever. Like they're very fluid in there.
That's the thing.
So you can't really
That's
take
what they
away.
call, but they call it. It's
their
like, that's
card.
why you see the Q and the plus.
That's what I'm saying. But that's
There
what I'm
is
saying.
there, 'cause
Is
there's
you
food.
can't really take their card because
That's-
there's a
That's
letter.
part of the plus.
Yeah.
That, you
Yeah,
know.
there's
Yeah.
that would be part of the plus.
But that's what I'm
Well,
saying is you can't take their
because-
card because they
because-
fall in that one of
Yeah.
those letters at all times.
Yeah. So I had something I was gonna say, but you made me forget. Can you
James
backtrack
said
a little
bring
bit?
it.
No.
I told him, bro, it's
Can
okay.
you backtrack a little bit where you talk about the black card? That made me think. I was gonna say that.
That-
About giving it to
That you
somebody
guys
else.
take it away. So I was wondering,
Oh,
they can't really
that's
take
okay.
it away.
But you saying that they could take it away? Someone who is part of that community
Mhm.
can
Black community or
no the LGBTQ plus
Okay.
can hide that.
Yes.
I cannot hide this.
Yes.
So many communities.
So, you know, I just think I'm at like a crossroads where, you know, I knew the history and whatnot of like America and whatnot, but I just also feel like the struggle of people that look like me is not diminished or under attack, but it's like, I don't feel like it never got the traction or backing that it should have got from America as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas that we see in this, where there's big political stances and stuff, as in like one president takes on one thing, and
Yeah.
usually it's like some sort of like a women's rights thing, and then whatever else it is, right?
No.
Whereas I think in the next, like the last one with Obama, I think he was heavy with Michelle too. They both went and advocated for the LGBTQ community, which is fine and it's good. Like I'd rather see something positive, right? I always want to move forward, but I don't feel like we ever had that chance or time where the whole country or whatever backed the movement of
Yeah.
bringing up.
I do feel like there's a lot of.
Probably.
What did you say? I can't read it.
He said people that are questioning their sexuality is part of the community, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said
That's
you can't
normal,
really
right?
take away their card
That's the
because.
case.
Well, Q stands for queer, right? Which is indifferent
Yeah.
No, questioning.
or
yeah.
questioning.
Or questioning.
It's like you're.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I mean it makes sense because it's like you don't know or you're fluid. Or
So so
some
we
people
really
can fall into that.
segregated.
No. They're covering the spectrum. That's what they do.
So why can't you put straight people in there?
I'm gonna ask this question.
They call us allies, bro.
Wait, I
What
want to
are you
ask
talking
this
about?
question.
So do we get an A?
Are we part of the A?
Not you specifically. I mean, in
What
general,
exactly
it's
is
straight people are
queer
allies.
though?
It's
Like
the
what
white person
goes,
who's
what
an
goes into
ally.
queer?
Yeah.
So hold on. If I
I'm an
put
ally. I love
if
everybody.
put
No, I hate everybody
LGBTQ
equal.
plus on my profile, does that mean that I'm like? Okay?
They would think you're part of that
You are
community.
not straight.
But hold on. But I am part of that community. Those are my peoples. Like,
No, so you can say.
I love
Time
them
out.
people.
You-
I
you-
love them.
you-
You're an
hold on.
ally. You can say you're an ally.
Yo, you fuck with Mexicans, but you're not
But they
Mexican.
call me Blaxican.
But
Yeah,
you're
you're
still
Mexican.
black.
You're not Mexican.
See what I'm saying?
But I'm Blaxican.
Right, but they're not Mexican.
Doesn't mean hiccup. What happened?
All right.
You identify or hang out with black people, but you are still
Ah.
white.
We're all black.
Eh.
Whites are
You're
all-
white.
There's a little bit of African blood in me.
Bro, we're talking
That's
0.0, no,
There's still-
0.01 or some
it's
shit
there.
like that. Whatever.
It's there.
Everybody has that.
You know, South American.
Close your eyes.
Not everybody.
South
Close your eyes,
Africans
Brian.
can be white though. They're not.
Brianna, close your eyes.
Can be.
What color do you see?
South African
Huh?
can be white.
What color
Doesn't
do
mean
you
they're
see?
black.
Black.
Aha.
No, but,
Yeah.
but she can be South African.
She's not. She's not.
Does that make her black?
Yeah. Okay. So did
All
you
right.
watch?
How are y'all gonna tell me
No.
what I identify
I'm
as?
not gonna watch that.
This is
So
bullshit?
can we talk about it then?
I don't care.
All right,
You
cool.
know,
No, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I would suggest you go
She
out.
can't. She can't. She
No.
say she physically
Can't.
can't.
Hold on.
I love cats. No way.
You don't see anything.
Yeah,
just see
fuck
the
you
little-
do.
You see enough.
You see enough.
You
Yeah.
see enough for your mind finishes.
Wait, are we
Oh,
gonna
God.
talk about it right
Yeah.
now?
Yes.
Okay, but before we move on, I have to
What?
say this.
Oh, Lord. Oh Lord.
How come?
Oh, I wish
Bear
Remington was
with
there.
me.
Go ahead.
Bear with me.
Yeah, we're bearing.
How come I can't be transracial?
Get the fuck out of
What do you
here.
mean?
Raven Simone did it.
No.
Raven,
Say it.
go ahead.
No.
Raven Simone did it.
There's a lot of black people that turn themselves white, correct?
Time out.
Michael Jackson.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go.
He's not the
I can't think of this word. There's a specific phrase that they talk about with disabilities
Mhm.
and trans disability something. And it's literally people. It's like a fad or some shit where people go out and they damage themselves in order to fit into a community.
Oh shit.
So, for example, if you wanted to be deaf and you wanted to just jam a fucking pencil in
Ah.
your ear,
Shit.
they're like, I'm deaf. But if that person who jammed a fucking pencil in their ear walked into deaf community and they were like, hey,
You
we're
chose
the
to
same,
do this.
they're like, no, we're not. It'd be the same
There
thing
is
if
believable.
transracial.
Yeah.
Because you're like,
You're
No,
trying
no.
to choose to be black.
Which no,
though.
which I understand.
What's
But
up,
what I'm
yo?
saying is, you can't,
My
in
God.
general, you can't be like, you know, she's transgender, he's transgender, this one's trans this one's trans that, and then be like, you're fucking white. Sit your ass down.
Yes, I can.
But wait, hold on.
But what if you're white?
No, I am white, obviously, skin
I'm
color,
sorry,
duh.
go ahead.
But it's like at no point did I ever be like, I'm fucking black. I joke like that, of
I
course,
know.
it's funny.
Oh,
But-
it's funny that the white person jokes
No,
about being
listen,
black.
because I grew up.
My name is Todd. Was that
Do
funny?
it. Tom probably would
Yeah,
have been better.
I'm sorry, Whole Foods, you ran out of your hummus.
No, you still be cool.
Alright, it's funny.
It was funny. It was a good one.
See,
So, but what I'm saying is, it's like,
Exactly.
why is it such a big thing that, you know, I grew up in the same communities, maybe not as, oh,
Who's that?
fuck. All right, we got a caller. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah.
So tell these morons it's not called a Blaxican. It's
Who
called
who said that?
Latino.
Bitch.
It's called
Afro-Latino.
Afro-Latino.
Alright? Blaxican. Freaking moron. They're bringing down the whole black culture right now.
He said you're bringing down the whole black culture.
I even know his Mexican name is
Afro Latino. Okay?
Fuck that, man. Thank you for your call.
But that's not what he was being
Hey,
called.
C-Stick. Hey, C-Stick. Do you shit with your pants on?
Didn't we go through this?
Yeah,
Hey, yo, C-Stick. Bitch.
Uh-oh.
you heard your voice. It was like,
So guys, actually, it's a good question. How do you guys shit?
But that's nigga with socks. But with socks.
on the
After I
toilet.
piss.
What ass nigga with socks?
With socks.
How do you shit?
No pants.
No pants.
But
He's down
What
like.
about you? What about you?
On the toilet.
Butt ass naked?
But wait,
Door closed.
do you
Butt
catch
ass
your shit?
naked?
But,
Do you catch it?
No,
Do you catch it with your
Hold on a
hands?
second.
Get the hell out of here.
Hold on a
No.
second.
Listen.
If you walk in the bathroom with clothes on, are do you shit with the same wardrobe that you have on?
So it's
First of
apparently it's
all,
a thing that
Do you shit with the wardrobe?
either
You take
shit
it off
naked
and then shit?
or they shit
Or
with
do you
one leg
just
out
pull your
so that they can
pants
be
off?
ready.
None of these motherfuckers did that shit until I
It's
said it.
you, yes.
What do you do?
Samurai style, baby.
Pants on.
Just in case some shit happens, I could go react.
Yeah.
Did he finish?
What?
I don't know.
Why?
Oh shit, he finished me.
So, what is samurai style?
Is that why you get butt ass
Samurai
naked?
style is when you have one
Yeah.
leg
Wait, you take
in,
your
one
shirt
leg
off
out.
too, or just
Oh,
your
I
butt
don't,
ass,
I don't have my
everything.
Why did you leave your socks on?
Just in
You're
case,
gonna
like, say
slip.
something
But
happened
the
and you
floor-
gotta
but
get.
the floor's
We got
cold.
too many conversations.
You gonna
going on
slip.
at once, man.
But what if the floor is cold? I don't know cold feet.
You gonna slip.
Like body chill.
You
On
gonna
the bottom
slip.
of my feet. I'm good.
Mm-mm.
Damn, he's done.
See, but what if you?
No, it's only one.
But what if you get attacked by some guy, right? Like he's breaking your bathroom. Like your dick out. Like
Well, he don't want to attack you now.
he
Hey,
might.
you sure you want to rob me?
First of all, he was crazy enough to just break into your bathroom.
Yeah, nobody was in there.
He ain't had no sense.
Nobody was home.
Darcy?
Last thing he worried about is your dick out.
Can I see the mic?
Yeah.
Did he? He might have broke it.
If he attacks you while your dick is
The
out,
ref can- okay.
he got some serious balls. But like, I
What
mean,
are you
if he
saying?
just-
What are you saying?
What?
If he attacks you while your dick is out, he has some serious fucking balls. But if he breaks
Alright.
into your bathroom and you just
This is going too far.
whoa,
That's
you
not-
know what I
we ain't
mean?
asking-
He's not gonna run to rob you.
Why is he
You're already
going to
naked.
the bathroom if he's robbing the house? That's up.
Do you know what type of things people have in their bathrooms?
Nah. All right. Anyways, what you do?
That's okay.
Oh, pants around both
You don't want
ankles.
to
Pants on. So you going down and something
You're
happens.
gonna
No,
trip.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
You're
James gonna beat him
Pull
up
that
with
shit
his
up.
What the fuck? Nah, man.
Now you got shit.
No, you pull
Now
that
you got
shit up.
shit in your underwear.
I should samurai style. One leg in, one leg
First
out.
of all, if shit went down.
Oh, because you don't know.
I'm
but
willing to
they-
If shit happen, I can just run out if I need to. Like God forbid, it's like
I shit like
Yeah,
this.
so
Shit
might be
happens,
naked.
you're ready, right?
I might be naked. Yeah, you.
I just pull my pants down, shit. That's it.
I don't know. I think it's alright for girls to like just run out naked.
Nah,
I
nah,
don't
it's
know.
different for girls.
Yeah, I don't.
Listen, I think everybody, if you pay attention to everybody's scenario, right? Nobody said they took the time to wipe. We don't give a fuck about the underwear. That's the last thing on our
No,
mind.
no.
We get shit done.
Let's
She's
talk about shit
like,
that's
she's like, you got shitty underwear. Nobody cares about
Shit's
underwear.
going down.
Let's be honest.
The only thing getting me off this fucking toilet seat is some shit happening
Right.
that needs to be attended to immediately.
Nobody cares.
I'm like,
about
who's
that.
fucking cleaning that?
She's
Not
like,
me.
well, now you got shitty underwear.
Throw them out.
I'm still alive though. It got you off the toilet. You didn't care about that underwear.
It's 9.
It's annoying.
It's 9. So
I'm good. I took care of everything I had to take care of at the house already.
what does that mean?
Oh, so
You know how
you-
usually we wrap up.
Oh,
Alright,
so
so don't fuck with cats, and then we'll wrap up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Woo.
We might not do that.
Fuck that.
We're gonna just do don't
wanna
fuck with
leave
cats.
Alright,
Don't fuck with cats.
I don't watch the show, so I'm gonna
You want
excuse
Matt to
myself.
leave, you want Derek to leave because James to leave because James won't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, James believe.
Go ahead, James.
Look at his face. He's all excited.
Hold on, Marcus, come back. Before you leave, let's just finish off the shots and James.
What's brown? What y'all drinking?
Oh,
Oh, honey. Oh.
Brian, you want?
Yo, but I didn't pour up.
My throat hurts.
I didn't do nothing that way.
All right, guys.
Set you up for that one.
I've been.
To her throats.
I've been.
Oh!
Party foul.
Yo, James, we switching.
Marcus,
bro.
can you go get us some?
Yeah, there's a paper down.
You-
Sorry, people.
You really just did that?
Kaylee,
Yeah, tap
Kaylee,
on
come
the
here.
Cheers to being virgins.
You know, no, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. This nigga said to hurt throats.
Is that my
Fuck
suit?
you guys.
Yeah, in the closet.
I
No, I
look,
saw
I ain't
her.
about
I'm
that.
showing you.
No, I'm okay with penetrating.
Okay,
her.
you good.
Oh, that's what I'm
But
saying.
I ain't
You look
celebrating.
good.
I said again.
You look good. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Are we?
I'm penetrating.
Can we focus?
I'm focused.
Go ahead.
Take your shots.
To the shots first.
To not fucking with
Rule
cats.
zero.
Not fucking with cats. Blue zero?
Rule 0. What, do I know what that is?
Yeah.
Don't fuck with cats.
You don't fuck with cats.
What, baby?
That's the first time we introduced.
What are you? A real detective.
Where's your hat? Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
the mystery, Derek. That she's trying to
Good
solve.
job.
You're looking good. Looking dapper.
Where's the hat?
Looking dapper. All right. Good. All right, Marcus. You can take it over too. All right, let's run with this and get this done.
Go ahead, James Michael.
So apparently you're not supposed to bother
Ah.
Yeah, that's
felines.
That's rule 0. Which, for the record, never heard of rule 0 until that documentary.
Did they say that though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
That's
first.
how she started.
You don't fuck with
Timer.
cats. Is
Timer.
rule 0.
Don't fuck with cats.
Timer.
Timer.
Gotcha.
Oh,
That's this rule 0.
don't fuck
Yeah.
with cats.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Now,
It's
I
true.
didn't even catch
now,
that.
now, when you first hear that rule, you don't think that it's going to lead to solving the crime of murder at all. Like now.
We can talk about it because she's not gonna watch it.
Okay. So
No way.
yeah, no.
So
I
so the
just-
premise.
Oh, so the premise is these people online.
These people.
They-
Oh god.
Yeah, because it's a
Calendars.
group
We're
of
labeling.
people.
Go ahead.
Damn right, I'm labeling.
Oh my god.
They this video starts circulating on the internet of this man vacuum sealing 2 cats and they die. Like he doesn't like kittens.
He
yeah.
calls himself one boy, two kitten.
one
One boy, two kids.
no is it one boy or one vacuum?
No,
No,
one
one
boy,
boy,
two
one
kitten.
boy.
Yeah, okay. So it's one boy, 2 kittens, and this
Playing off of that other video.
2 girls, 1 cup.
actually which is older? That's what I want to know.
2 girls, 1 cup.
Yeah. That was, I think it was like early 2000.
Yeah. I think it was all.
I watched that shit a couple times.
Did you?
Not
Oh my
through
God,
and through.
I couldn't watch it.
Not through
I
and through,
kind of
me
want to
neither.
watch it
Nah,
now
chill,
because I'm
chill,
older.
chill.
No
soft
matter
serve
how
on
old
the
you
ass,
are,
bro.
I'm betting. I watched it.
I just want to see the fundamentals of it. Like, how the fuck did they
No,
have this?
I watched it.
No, C-Stick. I'm not
I
asking him
watched
that.
it
You son
once,
of a bitch.
and I won't even say watched, glanced. we
Like, were they like glasses? Were they like solo cups? Like,
So,
how this happened?
listen, I was stopping at this, and it'll be enough for you.
Can
to
you
get
just
in
go?
your mind.
No. Just talk about this.
Soft serve.
Talk about the
Don't fuck with cats.
Yeah. So, this video of this man murdering 2 kittens circulates online, and basically a community of people gather to find out who this fucker was.
They were like, "We fucking love cats. Don't
People
hurt
are
cats."
Crazy, so,
But-
Nah, the video was fucked up.
So
That video was fucked up.
I would be fair.
But it escalates from like
So
the
let me-
trademarks of a serial killer.
let
where-
me jump in real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this as a ground basis. These people, when we're talking about the group who band together to stop this guy, are just as crazy, if not more crazy than him, in the sense that
Mm-hmm.
the time and effort that they put in to get it done, it's almost like an obsession.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to put the time in to go find this motherfucker. Yeah,
And they also
shit.
use
But
fake
You went to my question-
profiles.
You already answered my question.
some of them had like
No.
aliases. Yeah,
No, most of
He
them.
did.
No, so
That was
so
him,
my
right?
question was
No,
gonna be:
John-
did they go too far?
John and
I think they lost
Lottie
themselves a little
both.
Oh
yeah, two
They
of
were
them.
the
But
main
they had that just to be funny on social media. But then they saw that shit.
That motherfucker found them though.
Go
No.
ahead.
So basically, this man goes through like the fundamentals of a serial killer.
That was crazy.
So they started off with the
Him-
he started off with the
with-
kittens.
Yeah.
Then he went up to the cat with the python.
No.
Oh,
There was
yes.
something in
No,
between
No,
there.
no,
the
it went
cat.
from the kitten to the python.
Yeah, remember
Yeah,
the
to the
python was
python.
literally episode 2.
No.
No.
No,
No,
it was-
he did post
he
a
did
video
3
with him.
No, it was the
videos.
He
cat,
posted a
the
video with him
bathtub,
petting
the
kittens
python,
after
wasn't
the
it?
vacuum.
Was the cat and the kit? Was
No,
no
was
the
the
tub was
vacuum?
after the
No,
python.
he snapped one of their necks or something.
No, didn't he?
Cause listen, hold on. It was the 2 kittens in the vacuum
And then
that
he's
he pet.
petting the
He pet them
kittens.
before.
Mm.
Then the second video, he
No,
had the
but
cat.
after
Oh,
they
The
was-
cat on the stick.
After they was
the
vacuum
cat in the
sealed.
bath.
That's what he
Yeah,
said.
that's what he said.
Yep, and
Was
then-
that before the python?
No, it was before the python, and then the python was the last one, and they said he's escalating. That's when he's
kill a
gonna.
Really kill the person.
And then yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
maybe. Yeah, I just know
It
that
was-
that did happen.
Because they kept saying that there was 3 videos,
Yeah.
so that they thought that there was gonna
bath.
be 3.
Yeah, so he did escalate, like you said. He was going down the path of
Oh,
the
the
serial
serial
killer, where he
yeah.
went from like a small animal and just led his
Mhm.
way up higher, or bigger. The way they ended episode 1 was fucking finesse the shit, bro. I couldn't believe the way he's like. I woke up at 3 a.m. to a phone call, and he was like, "Holy shit, we were right."
Yeah.
He killed somebody.
Episode-
No, it said he killed somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? So obviously we had to watch episode 2, but
But these people were fucking crazy.
Oh, they
hold
were
on.
insane.
We're gonna lead to that because he said he had a question to ask us after.
Yeah.
But
So let's just finish with the ground story. That
That's what I was doing
you just said these people are insane. Go ahead.
yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
ground story.
Why are they crazy?
because of how they picked the videos apart.
Okay.
No, is that
No, go ahead. Don't ask me. You want to say something?
So why were they insane?
they literally took like screenshots of the entire videos,
Yeah.
And we're
to
like
get the layout
looking
of the
at
room.
3,000
yeah, we're looking
pictures.
at like the outlets, the freaking lamps,
Just trying to
the
pinpoint where
everything.
you could've-
Fine.
You know what, Brianna? I look around your house
Yeah.
and I realize there's something missing, and it explains everything about how you feel.
What's missing?
She doesn't have a cat. She's not a cat. She's not a cat person. If she was, if you were a crazy cat person,
I don't like cats.
you would do the same
Cat.
shit.
Hold on. Cat. No, wait. Cats are unpredictable
No, but if
and
you,
temperamental.
But
I like them.
if you were a cat person, like you would also more or less be like, this guy has to go. He's a threat.
No, he had to
Feel
go
the
when I
same
saw
way
the
with the
video.
puppy?
There was a puppy.
There was a dog
There
involved.
was a puppy.
No.
Specifically,
He killed a person, and then you hear the dog yelp, and I was like, what?
he
the
killed the.
fuck?
Wait, time out. So the cat people were following this guy, and they got to the point where they knew who he was, where he lived, and like where he was going.
Damn.
Then he killed a person, and then he killed the dog, a puppy, and they felt
Same
that
day.
he killed the puppy specifically
The puppy was in the video.
to
of
let
him
them
killing
know
the guy.
he knew they were watching.
But, like,
He wanted to get
Because
caught.
every time he did the same thing. He rubbed whatever his head. He even did it with the guy. He
Yep.
rubbed the head
like
and
a
then
comfort thing.
move into whatever he was doing. I think with the dog, he snapped the dog's neck.
Yeah.
But he stabbed the dude with an ice pick
It was a screwdriver.
so
I
many
gotta-
times. He
real-
painted it the same color as
Yeah.
the ice pick. He was obsessed with a certain movie.
Casablanca.
Casablanca or Catch Me
No,
When You Can?
movies in general.
Casablanca.
No, movies, yeah,
movies in general.
There's like three that they
But the
referenced.
killing, the
That-
when he killed the guy, it was
Yeah.
the Casablanca because he straddled him the same way,
Yeah. So this
and he made up that guy.
What's his last name?
Yeah.
Luca.
Magnata.
Luca
That's what I was
Magnata.
asking. Are we leaving his name out on purpose?
No, fuck
Or-
him. We talking about his ass.
Or was it just
Well,
because
He
we
gonna
were
get
Alright.
famous
Alright.
anyway.
It don't matter.
There was a.
Yo, you could even hashtag him in this shit.
He
No,
had a career.
But
no, he didn't. He
because-
was a failed
no,
actor and
No,
a failed.
I wouldn't say
The
failed
re-
because no, okay. Fuck
He
that.
was a film model. Yeah, he was.
Fuck that. He didn't get the job.
He failed.
Fuck that. He didn't get the job.
Jobs. Go ahead.
Yeah, Corey.
Jobs.
Corey,
Okay.
no, Corey, you were the film
Okay.
model.
Yeah, he was.
All right, but go ahead. What are you trying to say?
My point is, yo, there's what year is this?
2020.
Yeah.
Oh, when that shit happened. Oh, I don't know.
I don't even.
I'm like, was he really? How high are you? No, I was kidding.
Not high enough. You can remember the movie, shit.
Yeah, but so like Brian was saying earlier, though, they took all these pictures and still shots or whatever of the videos
Prior to the murder.
prior
Yeah.
to when he did the first cat
Yes,
videos,
Yeah.
and they went and looked at all the outlets to see, try to pinpoint where he is in the world.
Vacuum
They
cleaner.
The
tried
vacuum
to find
cleaner.
out what country he was in.
Yeah.
So.
Off of fucking electrical outlets.
So the outlets showed that he was somewhere in North America. Then they found that the vacuum that they had only been sold once on eBay, and all it told them that it was sold. It didn't say where.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, it did say United
The
States.
blanket.
No,
Oh, North America.
No, you're right. Derek.
Oh, that's the blanket.
The
No, the
blanket.
blanket.
You're right. The
No, it was the
eBay
blanket
didn't
like
tell
that.
them where the vacuum was sold.
No.
The Discord did. Remember?
James, hold on.
Oh yeah, because you're in the community.
The eBay-
I'm
the
getting
eBay
two
thing had
I'm getting
nothing
two
to-
things- I'm getting two
Two
things
different
straight.
things.
Yeah.
The eBay thing was for the blanket.
Right. The,
Yeah.
The Discord thing was
Because
for the
she was
vacuum.
like, "That's an ugly ass blanket." It's literally just like the whole body of a wolf. It's not
It's
even
just
like
wolf.
just the face,
You can
it's
see
the whole
whole
body.
thing.
But she was like, they looked and only was sold once, and it was a custom made blanket. Yeah, that's the face I had too. I was like, "Oh god, what?" And then they looked and found the vacuum. It was like some yellow vacuum with gray, and that it was only sold in North America, which means Mexico, United States, or Canada.
Oh, we forgot one thing.
Huh? Maybe we didn't get there.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
No, the
this
blanket.
was 2012.
No, we brought up the blanket.
Oh, actually, Corey, this case was on the top 5 that you showed me on YouTube.
May of
Yes.
2012
That's where I
is
first
when he
saw
put
it.
his first
That's why
video.
I didn't bring. I
And
didn't
then
bring
he
it up
got
because I wasn't
convicted on
there.
12.
Oh, okay,
The
yeah.
only reason I even knew
Because
about this
I was
was
like,
for the
this
Joe Rogan
sounds so
podcast.
familiar.
Yeah.
This sounds
I
so
just remember
familiar.
when he
It's
walked
top
out in the
five.
yellow, I was like, I seen this.
Yeah, that's when you think the yellow.
When he walked, yeah.
Exactly.
So,
I was like, deja vu season.
yeah, let's be quick.
It's a seizure. Deja vu is a seizure.
So, they do all this.
That's-
Yeah, they believe that it's
If they're connecting it, like, so.
It's a mild.
So-
Everybody has a seizure.
Yeah, it's a mild seizure in the brain.
yeah, because why does it feel like you've already lived something if it never
If
happened?
it never happened, that's a false memory, right?
Memories are already questionable.
But I don't
Always.
think that-
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember it when you're remembering.
Remember?
When you're remembering things, you're remembering a memory. You're not remembering the actual account.
Yeah, it's not an event you're
Yeah.
remembering.
But I don't think deja vu is a seizure. But anyway, get
Get back to killing cats.
You should-
You're all right. All
It's
right.
a fun study on deja vu.
It's a good rabbit hole. It's a good rabbit hole. Yeah.
So they do all the stuff to find the blanket, to find the vacuum.
Eventually, they pinpoint that he is in
Paris?
No.
not the first place.
No, he was in Canada
He
at
was
first.
in
That-
Oh, yeah, Toronto.
Nope, that's not where they first thought.
Vegas.
Nope.
No.
Oh no.
No.
I don't remember.
He was
Germany.
in a fake. He
Oh
was,
yes.
They thought he was first in Germany,
Yeah.
and then they were able to, by the Discord, find out that the vacuum
Was
only sold in North America.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they had to
'Cause
jump
he-
back over here.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
The
I forgot how they
outlets-
exactly
the out-
linked it.
Thing in
Toronto.
Africa.
No, it was the outlets that made them think he was in Germany, wasn't it?
No, it
No,
was
the camera, the crossing, like
the
the
lights.
walk lights.
That's later. That was later.
No, he did
The
something.
black-
The
the
fact
lights?
that they was doing all that shit.
No, he put something in
That's
the room
crazy.
on purpose.
All right, guys, I'm
He
mixing too
put
much stuff up.
something in
We're
the room
arguing.
on purpose that made them think that he was in a different country. I thought it was the outlets. Right?
No, it was the poster. He had three times a poster always was posted on the wall.
Yeah, that poster
No,
that was
I
doing the
remember
thing
it was
on
the
way.
song in the background.
Yes.
What about
It was
He
a
had
telecast.
He had a song in the background that was in German or Russian.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
That's what they went off.
No.
Of.
So, oh yeah.
It was like a sitcom or something.
No, just
But,
like-
but these
Yeah,
are
it
people
was-
at home on their
It was a
computers.
TV show. That's what
Not
it was. It was a
police.
TV show that only aired in Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have the internet.
Exactly.
So why does that take away the middle?
I think
Yeah.
that casting
But these-
only happened in
These
Germany.
motherfuckers
And was
knew
reloaded to the internet.
where the fuck he was.
Yeah, they eventually
and still
they,
couldn't catch him.
they eventually pinpoint where he is multiple times, and he
They had it
goes
wrong
on the
first.
move.
They had it wrong
I
first.
said they eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'cause
Eventually
remember
get
the guy
that-
that committed
I'm-
suicide. That's what I was in the show.
Oh
Trying to
damn!
move
You
along.
jumping
I
ahead,
can't
that
forget
Corey.
about that.
Wait, what?
The
Oh,
guy that
yeah.
committed
The
suicide.
guy that they
Before they found out who he was, remember that guy
They
that
thought
it was
committed
that guy?
suicide in Africa?
the guy who
Oh
pretended.
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Before they found out who
Yeah.
he is.
I think we were getting
They
there.
thought
I think
he,
we-
they thought this guy was the guy,
So
and they
eventually,
like
like,
blasted him.
because the group just starts looking for
anybody.
who it is or whatever, and like they said there was a lot of burner accounts created that would give them little tips and stuff, and
Yeah.
eventually like they had to sort through the bullshit. So the group had a subgroup created of like 4 people that would go and do all the analytics of like the audio, the videos, and
Photoshop and
photos,
all
and
that.
they would keep some of the information a secret to the big group because they didn't want it to get out, and they didn't know who
Yeah.
they could really trust because at one point he infiltrates their group.
Yeah.
And he's
He
like, I
in-
know you're listening. He
he
knows names of
yeah.
people's accounts.
That's when he
He-
puts the cat video, the one drowning.
Of drowning. Yep.
Wait, he
Oh, it's on the false.
he
it
took
has a
that
false clue.
recording of him walking through the casino,
casino.
that she worked
I
at.
don't know if
Yeah,
that
she
was him.
worked at, yeah.
I-
That was-
No, no,
that
no,
was
no.
on the burner
Or he
accounts.
put it up.
No, but
That was on
he
the
just
burner
he
accounts.
posted a video or sent a video that he showing. I know
Where
that
you
you
work.
work in.
Yeah.
Wait, because they never said it was Luca. They just said
It
there
doesn't
was a-
have to be.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They never said it was actually him. For all I know, it was one of the members in the group. We already know that these people are unhinged.
We already said that. We know that. Okay,
But,
but
no,
we gotta
I'm just
remember.
saying the
Luke.
video. We just know that the video
Yeah.
of the girls.
Yeah, we
It
don't
was-
Okay.
ran the
All right.
burner
All right.
That's what
All
I'm
right.
saying.
Okay.
We only ran the burner account.
Okay. So all we're saying is that the video was sent to her.
Yeah. It was
That
enough to
somebody
scare her.
that somebody knew
I agree with
where
that.
she worked.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I don't know if it was Luca.
Yeah.
Good point.
So then, like, throughout that part where you start to see that somebody knows that where she works, you start to see the world close in and shit flip. Like it's like, all right, now the hunter are becoming the hunted.
Yeah.
That's
when
what it
it got
felt like.
crazy to me. Before, like when it was like, oh, we was right about him killing somebody.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
All right, he was
crazy.
right. Whatever, fuck it. No,
Those motherfuckers at her job. Wait,
that
what?
shit was wild. I
That
was like,
crazy to me.
could you imagine being at work and she was smart as shit. She was like one of them. What was the analytic?
But the fact that she told
one of the
She
couple
made
computers.
the games in
The-
casinos.
She was a computer analyst for like the numbers and whatnot.
Yeah.
But anyways, long story short,
Like that's what she said.
this
she did.
motherfucker killed a dude.
on
uh,
camera.
Yeah, drugged him up with like tranquilizers or some
In
shit.
his in the wine.
in
Oh my
his
God.
wine.
All you see is his.
Like he was like, you could see that he was like out of it,
Oh
but still
my
like
God.
moving and shit.
Trying to
You know what I
work.
mean?
But his
Oh, no,
arms
no.
were tied.
Before he even stabs him, he like
Rubs
does
his
a
arm and
caress
shit.
on his face, like it's all gonna be
Then he
okay.
straddles him.
He does
It
straddle
straddles
him.
him in him. Bam.
You know what straddling is? Is that
She's
inappropriate?
like-
I don't care. She's like, stop! I do. Duh. But yeah, so he straddles the guy and then he like unloads on him.
It had to be more than 13, right?
So here's the thing: whose apartment was that?
His.
It was his apartment.
Lucas or the other guy?
Lucas.
It was neither. It was
No,
a hotel.
No, it
Oh
was
yeah,
Lucas.
It was all.
It was
Hold on.
Lucas. It was in his name, and that's so they found his. He was flushing his ID and all that shit.
Oh shit, you're right.
So they found all
Remember
that
they find it in the
shit.
trash?
Yeah.
And that
But
apartment.
It was a hotel room.
I think it was the apartment.
It
I
was
think
an
it was an
apartment.
I think it was an
The apartment was in his name,
Yeah.
and that's why the lady was like, he wanted us to find him.
Yeah, I think it
He
was an apartment.
purposely did this because you wouldn't kill
Oh, wait,
somebody
'cause they
in your
thought Luca
apartment.
died. They thought the
Yep.
body was Luca at first.
Yes.
So you just gonna say yeah? She's right.
Yeah, I just said yeah. She's
Cool.
right.
Yeah.
Cool.
But this
Um,
motherfucker, he's
First
sick.
thing I said, fuck you, Derek.
He was like
He put all of that shit in his own trash. Everything next to each other.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the trash bag with the bloody clothes. With his
He
own
put
bloody-
this motherfucker in a suitcase.
He left wearing the other dude's clothes.
Yep.
Like he took him off the guy obviously like before he stabbed him up.
To make it seem like it was him. But,
I've heard
Yeah,
that.
to make it look like it was the other
not
guy.
the
Either.
torso, the body,
In the suitcase.
and
But-
the legs. Didn't
Could-
do the hands or the feet or the head.
So he can't
So
identify
he
him.
Didn't-
sent it to like Congress.
No, he was mailing it. Yeah, he mailed the
But-
foot to the
but-
guy.
Time
But
out.
the first
to go
part
back
was-
to the
What
fact
about
that
the
he
head?
left with the
Oh.
guy's clothes.
So the head.
I don't know why they think that works. Because you always walk back in with your clothes. We didn't see you fucking leave.
The guy.
Unless he put
No,
his clothes
you
on
leave-
the guy.
What if he
leave
just
with
left? But time out. Did you guys realize when he left, he had the body
Yeah, the
thing.
suitcase.
in the suitcase?
Yes. It's just
Those
that
people
shit.
sitting on the stoop.
Yeah, you just walking by people like.
I'm like, no one see blood dripping.
The
or nothing?
janitor walks by and he sees like red coming out of the suitcase and he's like, "Oh, I got interested. I opened it and I was like, okay, let me call the police."
Yikes.
Yeah.
Then they're going through the trash. They find the puppy. They find the clothes. They find the poster. They find the ice pick. They find the knife. They find everything that you would need. No hands, no head, no feet.
No feet.
And then he sent it to like
He
Congress.
starts mailing shit.
Yeah, he mailed it.
To
That's what
different
he did.
people.
They
They still didn't
Oh,
technically
and then
find
that
the head.
burner account only had one like for Catch Me If You Can. What the fuck?
it was just a lot of shit, man. That shit was crazy, but
It got to the point where it's like this shit can't be real, but it's real.
it felt so fake.
It's
But the thing
so
that got me
real.
so fucked me up the most is how easily he was able to move about
Yeah.
areas.
Yeah.
And
Like
he-
he left Canada twice. He went to the UK once. They found him caught up there and asked him when he was in Canada. He was being he was a striving model and actor
using his own name the whole time.
using his own name, but he talked like in a persona. Hi, I'm Luca.
Yeah, I'm gonna sound like Arnold.
And
I want to say Arnold. Maybe
well, cause it's the face. The face just makes it easy to talk how he talked. Cause
it was that hard accent.
he sunk his
Like
cheeks
Russian.
in and made the O.
Like
Yeah, but the whole
Russian
time
accent.
you're watching, you're like, this guy's
My
a
name-
narcissist.
Luca.
Like,
clearly
Look at
watching the
my
videos.
complete
Everything like that.
narcissist.
What's the
But-
video? Would you fuck me?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
That's-
Relax, Dave. That's
Silence
the
of the
That's what
Lambs.
it reminds me of.
Silence of the Lambs.
Didn't Jay and Silent Bob
Buffalo,
do that?
Buffalo Bill.
Huh?
Yeah, he definitely
Was
reminds
he
me.
a narcissist or was he histrionic?
What the hell's the
No,
second
no,
one?
he's a narcissist.
Being like
Super
people
sexy.
with bipolar disorder.
Oh, he had something.
Could've been
Oh,
both.
no.
They're up there.
No.
They're like,
No.
I am
He's
the
a
highest
narcissist.
Nah, nah,
He's a
nah, nah, nah.
narcissist.
ever.
He always had to
He-
be on the news. At one point, he even calls in and goes, "I don't understand why people are calling me this, like, woman's, like, ex-lover."
Oh, that killed
The
her
woman
How-
was a former serial
Yeah,
killer.
Hold
I was gonna say that.
Just so he was relevant.
His fucking mom.
Nobody even said
Oh,
that
his
online.
mother.
He made the whole story up that he was dating this, like
Accused of dating.
accused of engaged to one of the biggest or worst murderers
Yeah.
In Canada.
in Canada's
Yeah,
history.
Canada. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Just
then
to
he's
keep him so relevant.
Yeah.
And
But
like,
then they're saying that it was his burner accounts that was doing that.
He was like, oh, it's ruining my career.
Yeah, because he saw himself
It's
as a
ruining
serial
my-
killer
my
before
actor
he
career.
even was a serial
Yeah.
killer.
Yeah.
Like, he
Main
just wanted the notoriety.
Hooker, right? Oh, it's going down, baby.
Yeah, but his fucking mom,
That's it.
she was like, I don't know why they're attacking my son.
Yeah,
He
the
would
mom
never
was in
do
denial,
this.
like they're wrong.
The mom
He
knew the
didn't do
whole
it.
time.
No,
It came up-
she really thought.
The trial
I got
thing,
off
it
that
came
as
out
well.
that
I
he
got told
told
that too.
her every time he was making a video.
Hooker
No,
got hands.
she brought it up to
Oh
the cops.
yes,
When
yes.
the cops came, she goes, "Is this about the cat videos?"
Yes.
That was
like
the
she knew
first thing
already.
she fucking said to
She
the cops.
knew.
You think he sent it to her?
It doesn't matter.
It was
So-
in your house, probably.
Of course she
They
knew.
knocked on the door and was like,
Um,
"We gotta talk to you
Like,
about
hey,
your
Mom,
son."
what I
She
did?
goes, "Oh, is this about the cat videos?"
Okay, so let's wrap up that part. Like this whole thing about it though. How did it end?
He got arrested.
He
What?
got him. He
No,
got
what
him.
the fuck? The fucking part that he was saying that he was a puppet.
No. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
That-
fake.
No,
I know.
we know.
But what about that?
I kind of believed him.
I thought at first I was like, oh shit.
I
Well,
was
because
like, get this man he got.
I
Time
Get
out,
him.
time-
yeah,
They
kill
said-
that motherfucker.
He
That's
made
like
an
I'm-
million
No, cause.
No, because.
But if I'm not mistaken, didn't they show video of like a white truck driving one way and then back and then whatever?
Yeah.
Whereas another part, they said that we saw lights of a car outside.
Yeah, when he
was-
left,
when he's with
when
the guy.
that guy's closed,
Yeah.
I'm so
he
glad
said he
I'm
was
not the only
giving
person
Mandy
who didn't
the.
believe it. Because I felt like an asshole. I didn't believe it from the beginning.
I-
Like,
It was too convenient
That's why somebody was
Maybe.
recording.
to pin it on someone else.
But then they played the Casablanca video.
Yeah,
and
the
it
guy
was
named
like-
Manuel something.
Yeah.
Lopez, I think.
Amen.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Man-
Roger.
Manny was the boyfriend from Basic Instinct.
I don't fucking know.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
from a movie.
Basic Instinct. Yeah,
Emmanuel was the boyfriend from Basic
Well, he
Instinct.
made the whole shit
The
up.
abuser, right?
Yeah,
Fucking asshole.
right.
I don't know if I've seen Basic Instinct.
And he got arrested. And he got convicted
That
December
motherfucker got
23rd,
himself arrested.
2014.
How long? How
He
many?
had to
How
look
long did he
himself
get
up.
locked up for?
Um,
Look at this him. He's so pretty.
Like,
My name's
he's
Luca.
37.
how crazy is that though? The reason why he got
It said
caught-
his name. He was born Eric Clinton Kirk Newman. It's not even his real
He
name.
never-
Luca.
He's a sex worker, so he
he
probably
looks
got
like
it when he was
No,
a
he
sex
was
worker.
really.
worker.
No, he was a sex
Well, look at
worker.
all the names that he went by. Vladimir Romanov.
Is that Jimmy?
It says Jimmy.
What's
Justin,
under that?
Angel, Kirk.
Justin?
Jimmy, Justin, Angel, Kirk Trammell.
Kirk Trammell was another
Oh, these are all
aliases that he went through.
But these people were.
The movie characters.
No,
Yeah,
the
Facebook
false accounts.
page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, word?
Yeah,
Yep,
Kirk
how do you-
Trammell, Verdi Matisse.
Oh, yeah, but how do you
Bianca.
pin that on? How do they know that it was him for sure on all those?
Maybe these are names
Oh
that he went
no!
by. and
I
so-
tell you right now how they know.
Because I
He
know
told them.
the Kirk
He's a
Trammell was
narcissist.
Kirk- Kirk Trammell was
No glove touch.
the name that he said.
How'd they put him up?
He got an automatic life sentence, no possibility of parole for 25 years, plus 19 years to be served concurrently.
Yeah, that's
So does the video
And
make it
he's in
automatic life
Quebec.
sentence?
Like,
Well, he should be because the murders and stuff, all that happened
First
in.
degree murder, committing an indignity to a body, criminally harassing prime ministers and other
When he
members of
mailed that
parliament,
shit.
like that's
mailing
the,
That's going down.
obscene.
Let's go, Felton.
that's the thing about a narcissist. Like they want to talk about it. They want
Mhm.
all the credit.
Someone's going to sleep.
That's
This shit
actually
ain't going
why
to
he
home
got
hole.
caught. He looked himself up and saw if Interpol was searching for him.
Yeah. That's when the guy was in the deli with whatever it was.
What was that
They-
in
they
like
checked
in
that
like
better.
Turkey or some shit?
Yeah. it was
In
a
Germany, no, he went to
yeah.
Germany. He ended up actually going to Germany.
Did he get found in Bologna?
and was looking himself
Forget it.
up when they
They walked in all fucking German like there was all
Swatted
like
up.
Oh.
30 motherfuckers.
I was
He
like,
put
yo,
in
imagine
the-
seeing that
At
shit.
the
In the
cafe
cafe,
place,
Yeah. Yo, imagine.
he did that shit on purpose.
Imagine turning around.
He
yeah,
said, "Y'all
he-
take it too long."
Hold on a
No,
second,
he's a
hold on a
narcissist. He
second.
wanted his credit. He wants to
What
know
do you
he's
do?
the
You
center.
turn around, you see the first motherfucker, and you see the second, and then the third, and they all walk in your way.
Oh, I'll tell you right now what he did. He smiled.
His back was to it, so he couldn't see them.
No, he was happy.
Yeah, you're right.
He
Yeah.
wa-
Remember they showed you
Yeah,
his
but-
back was to the door.
But he was happy.
So he
he
can see.
wants to be in newspapers. He wants to be on TV.
Mm.
Like that's the disease of a
He-
narcissist.
He was infamous.
They
Um,
want to be known.
Yeah. So guys, we're gonna wrap up here. We got things we gotta do and stuff. Like I said, we're always gonna try and be more active and stuff on social media. Just keep an eye out. Make sure you help us get this out there. With that being said, this has been another installment of the With All Disrespect podcast. Thank you. Good night.